Well, good morning. It is cold and wet and nasty. It's a nasty morning, but it's still a good morning. But yes, those warm and even drier days we have been experiencing in the first part of the week are a mere distant memory at this point. But yeah, I'm gonna try not to complain too much about the weather because there's not a darn thing we can do about it. Smokey says, if you just bring me some breakfast, I'll be happy. Which, that's your warm water. And grab your bucket, get that mixed up, and get everybody else fed. Mama cows and a few of the new babies really bawling, want something to eat, which we're about to feed them in a minute. We're just gonna feed these steers first. But hay feeders are pretty well empty. They're still picking around. One over there's a couple. But yeah, the tractor, our joystick parts, if you watched the last video, gonna be in on Tuesday. So today's Saturday. So we're still gonna be dealing with that. I'm tempted to try to rig up some way for me to limp it along and still use it, because I also need to take some hay up the road to the weaned calves, which if it wasn't so wet, again, I'm gonna try not to complain about the weather too much, we'd use the truck, but it's gonna be entirely too muddy to get the truck in and out of the pasture without almost certainly getting stuck. So I really need to use the tractor, and I really need to take them 2 rolls, and I'm not gonna make 2 trips with the tractor. That'd just be silly. So we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do there. Steers are in good shape. We can get these ladies fed. Smokey, you done eating? Did you finish yours? You did. Of course, not that she doesn't typically finish hers, but looks like we're also gonna have at least 1 calf to go ahead and tag this morning, a new one. Was actually born late yesterday. We've had a bunch of new calves. Really, calving is in full swing. I think that's like 5 in the last 3 days, something like that. Yeah, odds are we'll have more than just that one to tag by the end of the day. And the bulls are fed. They should be content, although they need some hay too. Like, we need to put hay out. We got 3 different places we feed hay, if you count just the 1 or so a week we have to put out for the bulls. But bulls need hay, cow herd needs hay, and the weaned calves up the road need hay. So yeah, a little annoying that that joystick on the loader's still not gonna be right. And again, gonna be too muddy to use the truck, just specifically for the ones up the road, but we will make do. Had 4 mamas that didn't come up to the feed box, which I know I've seen 2 over there at a hay ring, just got some newborns. At least 1 that has not been tagged, so we're gonna get out there on the side by side anyway and check them out. But oh yeah, a bunch of the babies kind of scattered out down there. Babies are getting smart, or much are on that other hillside too. They know not to come up here to the feed box. It's just a nasty, nasty, nasty mess. And a good mama won't encourage her baby to come up here. But anyway, we're going to get right out there and get a closer look. I had 2 calves born yesterday. That is one of them. We already tagged that one. That's the first calf heifer that had that calf too, so she did a good job, especially considering it's been some nasty weather for her to be calving in. The newest calf, cow herd is coming. They took off over the hill, so they're gonna be down here in the woods somewhere. We'll see if we can get down there and get it tagged and see if we got a bull or a heifer. And that still leaves us with 1 more cow that we hadn't accounted for, so we may have another one laid up somewhere trying to calve, but I don't know. The Brangus mama, for our longtime watchers of the channel, viewers I guess is the better word, she's the one that always jumps the fence and gets out. Now she's trying to get out of here with her baby, so see if we can get our hands on it and get a tag in its ear. She's normally not one to try to just kill us, more of a flight than a fight. All right, the baby's gonna come right up to us, so I have to put the camera down. Hey mom, I'm just gonna put a tag in this. Whoa baby, whoa baby. Get all squirrely on me. Get all squirrely on me. Little ear piercing. I don't know if it's bull or heifer. Heifer, nice big old heifer calf. Fortunately, I walked way down here from the side-by-side without another tag, so I'm gonna have to walk back up there. But we'll drive it down here. Good girl, mama. And oh, that baby's laying down right there. We'll be in a good spot where we can get to it and she can't bother us. Okay, we'll see if we can get our second one in the morning tag. These cows, one, just any sign of distress, they come running. Y'all better slow your jets coming down that hill. You're gonna, especially as slick as it is, they want some hay, so I better get on that here pretty quickly. This calf, man, look at that chrome. That is a pretty marked up calf. I'm leaving your baby alone. Significance of that one. You see there, we got a Hereford with a red calf. All of the Herefords that have calved so far have had a red white-faced calf. All these cows were bred to Brangus bulls. Don't want to get too deep off into genetics because I know some of y'all might fall asleep, but black is a dominant trait. And so even when you're breeding two red cows, as a Hereford obviously is, if you're using a black bull, it depends on if he's heterozygous black versus homozygous black. Again, I promise not to get too deep. But even with the heterozygous black bull, you should get black calves. You should get at least half your calves black. But that's the first one. I was beginning to kind of worry. I was like, darn, I know I learned all this in school. I know how it works, but yeah, that proves that yes, genetics hasn't changed in the 15 or 20 years since I studied it. So anyways, looking good here. Just unpleasant. I know I said I wasn't gonna complain about the weather, but here we are. I've lied before, I guess. But yeah, those of you, I know we got a lot of local viewers that are right here in the southeast, mid-south. Y'all know, I'm not telling y'all anything, but for the rest of y'all, we just get into these patterns where when it starts raining, it just doesn't stop. We had gotten to be relatively dry. You know, I was just wearing my leather boots Wednesday morning. Storms came through Wednesday afternoon, and it's basically rained ever since then. I mean, it'll stop for a few hours, start again, just off and on, and it's just, this time of year too, when it's already muddy to begin with, we really don't need the moisture. We just can't get it to quit raining. But we need to get some hay put out, and yeah, in multiple places, before these animals all starve to death, or at least in their minds, they're getting close to that point. Okay, so I tried some really redneck engineering type things on the joystick. Just ain't gonna work. I just need to be patient. I'll have those parts another 3 or 4 days. We're just gonna have to feed one bale at a time still again today. So I know I can get to this one, but then the challenge becomes, which I could pull that tractor out, but see if I can push a couple down from up there. Things not going great, and I apologize I didn't film some of it because yeah, it's just not been going great. But got the loader to go up, you may can appreciate. Tilt works. I can tilt the forks up and down. The lift arms, got it to go up, I can't get it to go back down. So now I'm looking at having to drive down the road with it like this, or I don't know, come up with something else. Now it has helped because I've been able to get that hay off the top stack. I don't know, I'm out of breath. I really don't know. We're gonna use it though, now that we've got it lifted up. We're gonna get one more bale off the top row before we decide to try to figure out how to get down the road safely. Yeah, I don't want to lift it up any higher because yeah, I can't get it back down. I think I can go down the road safely with it at this height, but yeah, don't certainly want it to be any higher than what it currently is. But we'll be really happy to get that tiny little $30 part back, or get it in, period. That will make my life a lot easier here in just a few days. Of course, it ended up on its end. Let's see if I can. Nope, it's gonna be too tall to do that. And now what I've been doing here is I'm using the back spear to flip it back upright. Now I can hopefully stab it and get it down the road. So I made it down here to feed these calves. Didn't take out any power lines or anything with the loader. And of course, it wants to start raining again, because why not? When it rains, it pours, as they say. But yeah, they're starting to pick around. This grass is really greening up. They would not have starved to death without this hay. And as I look, I might could have gotten in and out of here with the truck. This rain will ever quit. I would say by tomorrow, I'd probably safely get the truck in here and feed a roll of hay or two up here on these hilltops, but we'll worry about tomorrow. Calf said they're happy to get that roll of hay, but what they really want is some feed. So they're gonna come up here and we'll give them a little. Got 4 rolls of hay put out here at home for the cows, got 1 put out for the bulls, got 1 up the road. So it took longer than it should have, but we got it done. Yeah, just be glad when we got that problem fixed. 2, I do want to point out, because I know I've complained about the weather, just because it is nasty. And look, I stand by that, it is nasty. But I do know, put it in perspective, you know, the northern plains and upper Midwest, I know, experiencing a record snowstorm this week. So we are thankful we're not dealing with that. 2, a question we get sometimes, somebody asks, you know, why are we calving right now? Well, you know, that's a question we do ask ourselves regularly, which, like, if you aren't asking yourself questions like that, you're not being open-minded. But basically, we want these cows to, you know, they're hitting peak lactation here in just the next few months. And at the same time they're doing that, they're having to get bred back. And so we breed in basically May and June. Good time of year for us. The grass is fantastic. You got, you know, best grazing we probably have all year. Weather is certainly warmer, but it's not brutally hot. So getting them bred back, that's a good time of year. You know, so if we were to push calving back a month and we were breeding in June and July, and July starts to get just brutally hot, and certainly if we pushed it back even further, you know, it's just a decision we make. Fall calving, you know, a lot of people say we really should be fall calving because, you know, most of our calves, something like 80% of people calve in the spring. It'd be better for the national cow herd if we calved in the fall. I understand that, but that means, you know, say we calve in October, November, or even November, December, you know, those calves or those cows are trying to get bred back right about now. And it's just nasty. They're, you know, we're feeding good hay, we're feeding them some feed, but they got a calf nursing them, pulling them down. You know, it's not the best feed we have all year because the grazing is still superior to the hay. I don't care how good your hay is. And you're asking them to get bred back in this weather. So there's not a perfect answer. We think this is what works best for us. You know, if we can make it through the first half of calving season without having any just brutal winter weather, by the time we get to the middle of next month, we're in good shape. But maybe kind of a long answer, but yeah, we think it's what works best for us, even though we do run the risk of still having some pretty nasty weather in the first half or so of our calving season. Easy, mama. See if mama's gonna follow us. Good, mama. Got those 2 back in the appropriate pasture. Cow had that calf right on the cross fence. Calf got under the fence. She jumped over to be with it. But now we got them back to the rest of the herd where they're supposed to be. There's I guess that may still be the newest one from yesterday. Man, he is really marked up nice. You all right, buddy? I don't like the way you're laying there. You all right? Can you get up? Can you get up? Can you get up? All right. He's up. I don't know why he was just laying there. Kind of lethargic like. Okay, I don't like that. Clearly. Yeah, he's got swollen joints. So, this is not great. We're gonna go ahead and get an antibiotic and treat him. I mean, he's up. Looks like he has nursed today, but he's not moving near as well as I would like. And if this gets away from us, we'll be in trouble. Yeah, I knew he was just laying there. The way he didn't want to get up wasn't normal. So we're gonna go get an antibiotic. Calf's moving better than maybe I was giving it credit for, but I still think we got a little bit of a problem. I mean, they have moved a long way in the 5 minutes it took me to run in the house and grab antibiotic. But we've clearly, and these are good mamas. They're getting them out of there. That's one thing that'll help this calf, is not being in the muddy, you know, areas, kind of like it just was. But she had this calf in a good spot, actually over here in the woods. It was good and clean. But yeah, you know, now I feel better about the calf, but we're still gonna give it this antibiotic. A lot of times in these cases, by the time you really realize you need an antibiotic, it can be too late, and so we're not gonna wait. All right, he's been treated.
Didn't get shot?
He got a shot. He didn't even cry. Big thank you to my camera lady.
Now we had to
Thank you, camera lady.
Okay.
Did you say you're welcome?
You're welcome.
Try to raise them right. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Please and thank you. You're welcome. That sort of thing. Seems like you see that less and less these days, which, yeah, I know. Sound like a angry old man ranting now, but yeah, this does me good. They're running around playing in the woods. They did not want to get out of the house. They actually claimed they weren't playing on their iPads. And maybe they were playing an actual game, just interacting with each other, but it's not sunshining, but it's relatively mild temperatures. I want to get them out of the house. Out here doing this, running, jumping over logs, messing with animals. And heck, just spending time with Dad. Ain't that great? So we brought one roll down here. I don't think I'm gonna get stuck. Dried up just enough since yesterday. Kids wanted to play down there in the hole, as they call it, which it's a gully. But also brought dewormer, went ahead and fed those calves and caught them. Then we'll go ahead and hit them with Poron, just like we did the cows at the house. A few of them got some thin spots in their coat. Been rubbing on a little bit from the lice, so we'll see how long it takes us to deworm 30 head. Shouldn't take too long. Famous last words. Hey up, let's go. Let's go. There we go. Beautiful. There we go. That's a good number. Go on. Go on, babies. Go on down there, babies. Go on down there, babies. Y'all going down that alleyway. I don't know, by the time they got in the alleyway, we could have probably almost held them all. Probably not quite, but y'all going down that alleyway. Go. There we go. Now we got some geniuses. Now we got some geniuses. out through there. Y'all going out. Y'all going out. Y'all going out. Easy does it. There we go. There we go. Go on, babies. Go on, babies. There we go. There we go. Okay, took right at 12 minutes to deworm 30 head. Sure that is no world record, but relatively efficient. Another quick check on that little baldy calf from this morning that we treated with the antibiotic. They're still right here very near where they were when we treated him. You can see he has done what several calves have done here lately. They lay down and he's liable to get up on the wrong side of the fence. I want to see him get up and nurse Mom. So he has me pretty worried. If he'll keep getting up and nursing, there's not a whole lot else for us to do. You know, you're tempted to move him to the barn, but a lot of times that's not nearly as sanitary as being out here, especially just keep him in a good spot like this. So I'll have to keep checking on them. Unfortunately, I'm not real optimistic on the prognosis for him, but we're not giving up on him yet. So went ahead and got a bale loaded up on the bale unroller. I still got some to clean up in 2 of those hay rings, so we're gonna wait and just have that ready to go first thing in the morning. But tomorrow being Monday, go ahead and have that done. We'll have limited time in the morning for as I'm getting these 2 ready for school, or more accurately, Kaylin will be getting them ready for school, but I'll be getting ready, whatnot. So, did y'all bury the farm truck? Did y'all bury the farm truck in a water hole?
No, we gotta pull it out.
Well, that's because it looks like it's buried. I think you buried it, but
We didn't.
pull her out. That's teamwork. Good job. But sun's trying to peek out. That is awfully nice of it. But anyway, it's been a good weekend, productive weekend in spite of some nasty weather. Things look to dry up again for the next couple of days before it'll rain again. But Sadie's about to get in trouble. She can't help but point the chickens. Sadie, no. Sadie, no. Come on over here. But I'm rambling on. Y'all know what that means. We're at the end of the video. We appreciate y'all watching. Disappointed about that calf. I mean, we're not giving up on him yet. We've had pretty good luck thus far in the calving season. I'm not even gonna knock on wood because I'm sitting here saying we haven't lost one yet, but it looks like that's a likely candidate for maybe the first one, and it happens. Not giving up though. We still got some things we're gonna do. But Willis, if that's the end of the video, what do we say?
Eat me and God bless. Eat me and God bless.
They both said it better than I could have. Y'all have a good one.